Southeast Missouri State head coach Tom Matukewicz. The Red Hawks played FBS foe Missouri this past weekend. They'll be at home for the second home game of the season. Host TSU, the OVC opener for both teams. So, Coach, just some thoughts on the Red Hawks, and then we'll go into some questions.
Yeah, appreciate it, Kyle. I think the best thing about Saturday was just how we finished. We've played a difficult schedule. We've been getting blown up and was getting blown up the first half, and it's just easy at that point to give in. And our team found a way to fight and finish the game out on a positive note. Outscored them in the second half. Obviously, they put their backups in, but still, when 19 we won the OVC championship, we didn't score a touchdown versus their starters, their second team, or their third string. All right. And so at the end of the day, I do think that helped us in confidence. A challenging non-conference schedule is a good thing, but it could be negative if it takes your confidence away or you get banged up and injured and all those type of things. So I think, at the end of the day, our non-conference has done what it should have done, which exposed some of our weaknesses and told us exactly what it is we got to get better. And I'm sure Tennessee State's going to see if we gotten better at those things. And if we don't, we'll lose. And our team knows that. They're excited about the OVC, excited about opening up OVC play at home, and ready for the Tigers.
Thanks, Coach. If you have a question for Coach Tuke, just let me know down in the chat and I can call on you. So you talked about challenging non-conference. Some of the other coaches we ask, you didn't get a non-conference in the spring. So compare and contrast, you just went right into OVC play then, and then you've had these 3 opportunities so far this year.
Hell, I haven't had time to think about any of that type of stuff, Kyle. I'm just trying to get my job done every day. I've learned to not even think about how it feels or what it means, because it doesn't matter. This was the schedule that was given us to us, and we're just trying to execute best we can.
But do you feel that, you've had these, you said to work out the things that you need to work out and the things you didn't know about your team, has that been an advantage of playing really tough teams here in the fall?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm thankful for it. I wouldn't have chose it. I'd have rather try to figure out a different way, but it did give us a lot of unbelievable feedback. It's just whether we're humble enough and hungry enough to try to continue to get better. Game 2 was easy to get better. Game 3 was a lot harder to get better, naturally, because it's game 3, but also your opponent. But still, I feel like if you watched our body of work through the 3 games, you would say this team is still getting better. Mm-hmm. The concern I have is now all of a sudden they think, well, now the competition, it's not SEC, it's like-minded or like skill sets that we could just show up and it's going to happen for us. And obviously that's what young people don't understand. That's not how successful teams do it. And so we just got to stay really disciplined and really excited about just getting better. And we're going to talk way more about the Red Hawks and the Tigers because, give us the best chance to win is for us to fix some of the issues that have been showing up.
Well, let me ask you one question about TSU, then we'll come back to you. You've got a new staff there, obviously. They played 2 neutral site games and then a non-D1 opponent this past week. What can you see out of them on the limited tape that you have on a whole new coaching staff?
Yeah, it is a challenge. They played Kentucky State, who was a flex bone, and so there's that too. So there is some limited things there, but that's okay. I think I'm just really excited that Coach is in the profession. I'm sure he doesn't have to work for money anymore. So when I think about why he's doing what he's doing, the only answer I could come up with is he really enjoys having an influence on young people. And so I'm glad he's here. I'm glad he's in the league. I'm appreciative of just how talented their staff is. And so we get to go head to head with that and see how we match up. So there's definitely some excitement there.
If anybody has questions for Coach Tuke, let me know down in the chat, and I can call on you. Tyler Nalome, if I said his name right, he had 10 tackles for you on defense. Can you talk about maybe his play against Mizzou?
Yeah, he did a great job. He's a freshman. It's Nalome. He is a kid that is still going to get a lot better, super talented, but he missed 2 weeks of fall camp, and then he hadn't had a spring ball since he's been here. So unfortunately, we haven't been able to develop him, but he is a talented, bright future guy. We just got to get him better at football. He took huge steps. First game he played with Sam Houston, and then he if you watch that game, it'd make your eyes bleed. But the second game, man, he got a lot better. And if he can continue to keep doing those things, man, that's pretty exciting. And he tackled really well against Tennessee State or against Mizzou.
And then on the offensive side of the ball, I want to ask you about your quarterback, CJ, he carried the ball 12 times for 96 yards, which I believe was a season high for him. And just when now you with your opponents, you've seen a few different looks, what you've seen his progression through 3 games.
He's the example of our team. Like each week you watch the film and it's kind of slow and steady, but there is progress towards a better version of himself. And there's just a lot of energy that, when your quarterback runs the ball strong and makes a play like that, I think our or at least my guys really appreciate that. And so that's a way to help build confidence in our sideline too, when they see him out there making those plays with his legs and stuff. We're going to need him to be a dual threat guy. We need him to run it and throw it, just because of the nature of what we do. And had great ball security. The ball is never in jeopardy. Finished runs, but ultimately our ceiling's probably going to be more how well we pass it, and that's the thing that takes longer to get done. But you could see his passing progression improve as the year goes on.
Is he a little bit different than obviously Santa Catarina threw the ball a lot more? Bunch was a little different. Is he a little bit different style quarterback than you've had in maybe the last 3 years?
Yeah. And every kid's different, right? But certainly his ability to win football games, to create plays on offense may look different than those guys, but still he has balance. He can throw it. I mean, that's not a problem. It's just all the other, he needs reps within our system and scheme and the timing and the protections and all those type of things. But we wanted a guy that could do both, and he proved that he could do that against the SEC team. And of course, we had good schemes there too, so that helped.
Anybody else, anything for Coach Tuke? All right, Coach. Thanks for your time this morning. Best of luck Saturday. We'll talk to you again next Tuesday.
Thanks, Kyle.